Will Henry Cejudo, will Triple C be champion again? Will he be champion at 135 once again? Does he have the chances? Yes. Does he have the skill set? Yes. He is the complete fighter. Henry Cejudo, like John Jones, like Demetrius Johnson, is the pinnacle of an MMA fighter. I would throw in all my money on Henry Cejudo. But here's the thing. There's only one thing, and that one problem is Aljamain Sterling. And why do I think that? Because Aljamain Sterling is bigger. And let's face it, there's a reason why there's weight classes. Yes, Aljamain Sterling is a 135 pounder, but let's be real here. This guy is not a 135er. He is a featherweight. This guy is 170 pounds off season. This guy's huge. This guy's massive. He's a monster for that division. And that makes him a real problem. Do I believe Henry Cejudo has the skill set to beat him? Yes, I think he has all the tools to beat Aljamain Sterling. To me, this is a very competitive matchup. To me, this is a 55-45 in favor of Aljamain Sterling. Because, again, I think Aljamain Sterling is just a tank for that division. Henry Cejudo is like 5'3", and he's probably like 150, 160 walking. Aljamain Sterling is 170. I have no idea how he makes 135 pounds. This guy literally cuts a leg off to make that weight. Henry Cejudo, he has everything. This guy has the fight IQ. The fight IQ is there. There's a reason why all the great fighters go for him for advice. They literally go to his team, they go to his gym to learn from Henry Cejudo, because this guy, he's one of the GOATs in the UFC. John Jones has trained with him. Davison Figueiredo has trained with him. Yuri Prohaska has trained with him. Songwei Lee, I probably said her name wrong, but she's trained with him. A lot of people have trained with Henry Cejudo because the guy knows his stuff. The guy is a champ, Triple C, and Henry Cejudo is what I call a generational talent, because this guy is an Olympic world champion at wrestling, and he took that base to mixed martial arts. And during his time, he destroyed. He was literally, he's one of the GOATs in the UFC. So do I think he's a better fighter than Aljamain Sterling? Absolutely. Does he have better fight IQ? Absolutely. Does he have better striking? Absolutely. Does he have better wrestling? Yes, he does. But he's smaller than him. And I'll say he's smaller than Aljamain Sterling by 10 to 20 pounds. And that's a lot. Aljamain Sterling's advantage is his team. He has a good team. His coach has had 2 champions. He's had Chris Weidman and Matt Serra. So he has a good team. He has Merab Delashvili training with him. I don't know if I pronounced it right, but Merab Delashvili, who's a future champion in that division, in my opinion. Once Aljo Sterling moves to featherweight, I believe he's gonna pass the torch to Merab. So that's for later. But again, I would just give the slightest advantage to Aljamain Sterling because of the size. And why do I think the size is going to be a big factor in this matchup? The reason why is, did you guys see what Aljamain Sterling did to TJ Dillashaw? He dragged him. He beat the living hell out of him. He did that with Peter Yan in the last round of the second fight. That is why he won by decision, because of that ground control he had over him. Aljamain Sterling, apart from his size, like Henry Cejudo, he has a great base, which is wrestling. However, Henry Cejudo's wrestling is better, but to what extent? Because, again, the weight, the size. I don't think Henry Cejudo will be able to lift and slam Aljamain Sterling. Not a chance. There is no way that is going to happen. Here's the thing. Henry Cejudo is such a genius. This guy has so many tools in his head that, in my opinion, it's impossible to predict what he's gonna do. There's a chance that he can do what John Jones did. He just came in and surprised us with something that we haven't seen. He can do something like GSP, you know, comes back from retirement and just is a champ again. I'm not saying that's impossible. That's definitely possible. Henry Cejudo is a great fighter, but I'm leaning slightly towards Aljamain Sterling because of that 170 pounds that he rebounds, or nearly that, on fight day. I'm leaning towards him because of that size advantage. And another reason that size plays a big factor is because there's footage of Aljo training with Merab Dvalishvili. And Merab Dvalishvili is a tank in wrestling. He's a beast. He's from the Caucasus area. He's from Georgia, and those guys have great wrestling. And in that footage, Aljamain Sterling basically drags and slams Merab. So that tells me that the size advantage is huge, and Henry Cejudo is a small 135er. Keep that in mind. But I'm not totally discarding him as a winner. He can definitely win. Again, I have this fight super tight, super competitive. I'm afraid that MMA itself has caught up to Henry Cejudo, because during his 3-year period off, there's been killers in that division. There's been Peter Yan, Merab, Aljo. There's been a lot of killers that Henry Cejudo hasn't really, you know, faced. But again, this fight can go either way. I'm just leaning in towards the bigger guy. What is next for both? What will happen if Henry Cejudo wins? If Henry Cejudo wins, I think that he's gonna want that sweet paycheck against Sugar Sean O'Malley, and he's gonna get the job done against Sugar Sean, and I think that will be his retirement. And for Aljamain Sterling, if he wins, regardless if he wins or loses, I think he's gonna go up to featherweight and challenge Volkanovski or Yair Rodriguez for the title. There's definitely a possibility that the UFC will try to get the 145-pound division. The UFC will try to give that division more excitement. So I could see a possibility of Aljamain Sterling going up and challenging the winner of 145 for that belt. All right, guys, that is my prediction. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Do you agree or disagree? And who do you have for this fight? All right, guys, that's it for today. I'm out.